Hosted by Matt Riches. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickers. Turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickers. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickers. Turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickers. Grand Rising. Joyous Awakenings. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is Thursday, August 27th. Happy Thursday. This is your pre-market briefing where we break down the economic calendar, earnings, overnight market activity, and the pre-market trends across our $1 trillion tickers, major ETFs, and sometimes indices. Whether you're building wealth through long-term investing or preparing for today's trading session, the goal is to help you approach the market informed, focused, and prepared. Nvidia delivered phenomenal earnings last night, more than doubling its revenue year over year and providing a very strong outlook for the next quarter. Salesforce and CrowdStrike also reported impressive results, helping lift sentiment across technology and artificial intelligence stocks. Meanwhile, unemployment claims came in below expectations, and the Jackson Hole Economic Policy Symposium begins today. Markets will be listening carefully for signals about inflation, interest rates, and future direction of Federal Reserve policy. Before we get into the data, let's get into the mantra for our mindset. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I'm the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, now let's check out some data. Starting with Forex Factory, unemployment claims came in forecasted at 208K. The actual was 203K. Lower unemployment claims generally suggest that layoffs remain contained and the labor market is holding up. However, a stronger labor market can also give the Federal Reserve more room to maintain restrictive interest rate policy. The only other orange folder event is the day one of the Jackson Hole Economic Policy Symposium. Jackson Hole is an annual conference hosted by the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. It brings together central bankers, economists, policymakers, and academics to discuss major economic and monetary policy issues. This year's theme is financial innovation and its implications for payments and policy. The main market-moving event is expected tomorrow when the Federal Reserve Chair delivers his remarks. Investors will listen for his views on inflation, Treasury yields, and the future direction of interest rates. Now, let's check out the earnings. So we did have Nvidia. They beat earnings by 6.2% and revenue by 6.4%. This was a phenomenal earnings report. Nvidia beat on the headline numbers, delivered strong data center growth, and provided a strong outlook. The stock is currently up 6% from yesterday's close. Next, we have Salesforce. Reported quarterly revenue of $11.3 billion, up 11% year over year. And EPS was $5.90 per share, while operating cash flow increased 71%. Current remaining performance obligation reached $33.5 billion, up 14%. Salesforce raised its full year revenue outlook. The stock is up by double digits in the pre-market. Next, we have CrowdStrike. Reported adjusted earnings of 31 cents per share, beating a 29% forecast. Revenue reached $1.47 billion, compared with expectations of just $1.44 billion. Annual recurring revenue increased 25% to $5.84 billion. CrowdStrike also produced record net new annual recurring revenue and raises full-year outlook. The stock is up 8% in the pre-market. These reports are supporting the technology sector, particularly artificial intelligence, crowd software, and cybersecurity. The Fear and Greed Index is at 55. We're back in neutral, but we're sitting on the edge of neutral and greed. Sentiment has improved, but investors have not yet returned to a firmly greed position. All right. The VIX fell below 15 briefly to 14.80, but now it's at 15.4. The 10-year Treasury yield is at 4.67%. The 30-year Treasury yield is at 5.18%. Gold is at $4,588 an ounce. Bitcoin briefly crossed 80,000, but is now pulled back to 79,300. Ethereum is around 2,500. Next, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law for today. Title: Transform yourself into a deep listener. Transforming yourself into a deep listener will not only prove more amusing as you open your mind to their mind, but it will also prove the most invaluable lessons about human psychology. The secret to this is finding other people endlessly fascinating. Here's the breakdown. You own your thoughts. You know your thoughts. You know your own thoughts only too well. You are rarely surprised. Your mind tends to circle obsessively around the same subjects. But each person you encounter represents an undiscovered country full of surprises. Imagine for a moment you could step inside people's minds, and what an amazing journey that could be. People who seem quiet and dull often have the strangest inner lives for you to explore. Even with bores and fools, you can educate yourself on the origins and nature of their flaws. When it comes to long-term investing, that means listening carefully. Long-term investors must become deep listeners. That means listening carefully to earnings calls, management guidance, and customer demand, competitors, and changes within an industry. It also means listening beyond the headline earnings beat. Nvidia's report is a good example. The headline numbers are excellent, but the long-term investors should also listen to what management says about future AI demand, margins, China production, and capital requirements. Deep listening helps investors distinguish between temporary excitement and sustainable business growth. How does this correlate to day trading? Day traders must listen to the market through price action. The news may be bullish, but the chart reveals how traders are actually responding. Nvidia delivered tremendous earnings, yet several indices pulled back from their overnight highs. Volume, momentum, support, resistance, and reaction around pre-market levels tell us whether buyers or sellers are controlling the session. Do not become so attached to the headline that you stop listening to the chart. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into these charts so I give you these numbers of support and resistance. Let's start with Nvidia. Currently in the pre-market at 222.36. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 220.30, followed by 219, 217, 213.60, 212.65. We are back in the Smart Money Concepts resistance zone, so keep that in mind. But the pre-market high is going to be 226.80, followed by 227.90, 228.95, 232.20. And the top of our Smart Money Concepts resistance zone is 232.30. Next, we have Apple currently in the pre-market at 310.55. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 309.80, followed by 308.80, 307, 305.75, 303.95. To the upside, we got the pre-market high of 311.50, 312.55, 313.95, and 315.45. Next, we got Google currently in the pre-market. It's very close to pre-market lows right now. Current price $340.50. Pre-market low is $340.25, and yesterday's low is $340.20. Underneath that, we got the top of this gap at $383.55. The gap goes all the way to $336.50. To the upside, we got the pre-market high at $341.65, followed by 342.70, 344.15, 346.90, 348.65, 350.15. Next, we got Microsoft currently in the pre-market at 493.05. To the downside, we got the pre-market low of 490.15, 487.30, 445.70, 480.70. To the upside, we got the pre-market high 493.60, 497.40, 498.70, 501.50. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 259.96. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 259.20, 258.25, 258. The top of this gap at 257.05. This is a huge gap, so I got some levels inside there. 252.90, 248.45, 242.45, and the gap goes all the way to 239.80. To the upside, we got the pre-market high at 260.40. Above that, we got 260.75, 262.05, 263.90, 265.15, and 266.40. Next, we got TSM currently in the pre-market at 423. To the downside, we got the pre-market low of 422.30, 420.75, 418.95, and yesterday's low of 414.40. To the upside, we do have the bottom of this gap here at 425.70, and the top of the gap is 426.80. The pre-market high is 426.50. Above the gap, we have 429.40 and 433.20. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at 360.45. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 359, followed by 356.30, 351.40, and yesterday's low at 350.06. To the upside, we got the pre-market high at 363.40, followed by 366.15, 369.50, and 373.40. Next, we got Tesla currently in the pre-market at 346.04. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 345.40, 344.45, 342.55, 341.50, 338.95. To the upside, we got the pre-market high at 348, followed by 349.65, 351.95, and 356.50. Next, we got Meta currently in the pre-market at 574.80. To the downside, we got the pre-market low of 573, followed by 570.75, 563.85, 561.90, 558.80. To the upside, we got the pre-market high of 575.60, 580.90, 588.75, 593.34, 594.70. Next, we got SpaceX currently in the pre-market at 140. To the downside, we got the pre-market low of 139.77. Underneath that, we got 139.05, 136.83, 135.10. To the upside, we got the pre-market high of 141.55, 143.70, 144.95, 146.45. Next, we got Berkshire B currently in the pre-market at $500.80. To the downside, we got $500.50, 595.70, 593.95. To the upside, we got the pre-market high of 503.55, 504.25, 505.60. Next, we got Eli Lilly currently in the pre-market at 1185. To the downside, we got the pre-market low 1183, 1180, 1174, 1164, 1161. To the upside, we got the pre-market high 1191, 1200, 1215, and 1219. Next, we got MU currently in the pre-market at $972.84. To the downside, we got the pre-market low of $969.70. Then we got the top of this gap at 958.25. The gap goes all the way to 945.75. To the upside, we got the pre-market high of 993.90, and then we got the bottom of this gap at 989.90. The gap goes all the way to 995.29. Next, we got SPY currently in the pre-market. It's pushing pre-market lows right now. The pre-market low is 767.91. Underneath that, we got 767.35, 765.50, 764.30, 763.95. To the upside, we got the pre-market high 770.25, 770.55, 772.45, 774.80. Next, we got QQQ currently in the pre-market at 717.50. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 716.80. 714.85, 713, 710.90, 709.25. To the upside, we got the pre-market high, 720.15, and then we got the bottom of this gap here at 722.15. The midway point of the gap is 725.70. The top of the gap is 729.30. Next, we got IWM currently in the pre-market at 298.50. To the downside, we got the pre-market low at 298.40, 298.25, 297.05, which is the top of that gap, and the gap goes all the way to 296.65. To the upside, we got the pre-market high at 299.25, followed by 299.40, 299.95, and then the bottom of this gap here at $300.35.
Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence? Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
All right, we're going to end.
Hosted by Matt Richards.
We're going to end today's show with one of my songs that I made.
Hi. $1 trillion tickets. Precincts. Hey. How bad do you want it? How far will you go? Dreams won't come easy. Look inside your soul. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. Ay, you're too comfortable now, waiting for a perfect start. Nothing changes if you keep playing safe to guard your heart. Faith without action is just whispers in the dark. Champions rise because they move. They never quit, they just improve. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. Step outside your comfort zone. Fight for what you desire. Every step you take in faith build you in the fire. Fear may whisper, turn around. Don't let doubt become your guide. Victory belongs to those who keep showing up with pride. Move like you mean it. Success loves speed. Dreams don't work without you. Built through faith and consistency. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. How bad do you want it? The choice is yours to make. Dreams don't work without you. Now go become your masterpiece. Matt Richards.